as human beings of the Channel Summit of Sisterhood. Today is day 3, and we are kicking off with someone that's so important to me. And I want to preface this because we have a lot of coaches, we have a lot of mentors, we've got people who've got all kinds of different backgrounds coming together. But Lisa has a lot going on. And one of the things that makes her so important to me in my life specifically is that I wear her energy around my neck. This woman is like a master jeweler. What she brings to life through her jewelry is kind of out of this world. It's so unique. It's so bold. It's very striking, like gorgeous pieces, so unique. And I've been lucky enough that the channel ladies have actually gifted me twice pieces from Lisa during our channel journey. And so this is one of my first ever pieces, which is, honestly, I get compliments about this every single where that I go. I'm completely, entirely obsessed with it. It's the smoky quartz on solid gold. And I got a gift the night before this channel, and I could not believe it. So I kept getting this message like, Lisa sent you something before the channel, you need to open it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to get everything fixed. We've got the graphics, and all the team is pulling together to make sure everything is seamless. And it's like the gift. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the gift. And I'm trying to remember, you've got to open it before the summit. I'm like, oh my God. And I opened this gift the night before the summit, and I pull out this. And this has my logo in it, Alpha Femme. If you could see this, you would be blown away by the texture of it. First of all, the logo is pristine, like it's the most perfect. I can't believe that this was done. I can't believe how, I don't even understand how she did this. And on the back of it, it says Channel Sisters Forever. Like,
I forgot tissues.
Can you even handle this? So I have gotten these 2 out of this world pieces from this woman's hands, her art. And it's like the personal development work, the mindset pieces that she's going to bring forward today are so magnificent. But I just love seeing how this work, it's so much more than just in the mind for a moment in your life. It's like this powers jewelry, it powers businesses, it powers so many things. And so first of all, I just want to say, if you've ever thought of having a custom piece that's so unique, you're gonna want to follow this woman and see. She's got all kinds of things to tell us. I don't want to do any spoilers, so I'm going to let her come on here and let her tell us about herself a little bit. So Lisa, would you come and join us, please?
Hello, ladies. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're perfect.
Oh God, you have me in tears, like literally shook right now.
I'm completely in awe of your work, honestly. Like, this is a masterpiece.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that I like channeled that way back in June or July, and it just kept coming to me like, so you have to make something really special and meaningful. Like, she needs to understand the impact she has on people's lives, and she needs something so special. Like, and I didn't know what it was, and I just kept thinking, and something kept pulling and pulling. And then finally I did that. But you still had your old logo, I think, or you were just transitioning, and I did one with your old logo. And Alpha team was so amazing. They helped me, like, I had to reduce. I didn't get all the way to the end, so it was okay. So we had to redo it, and they were so amazing. I mean, you have such a team. Everything, really, really, they saved the day.
Well, it was extraordinary teamwork, and I am so grateful for my pieces.
No. I'm grateful that you feel that way. I love that.
So how do you feel you want to start this conversation? Do you want to start it with your jewelry? Do you want to start it with your journey? Where does it feel best to start?
I think maybe we'll start with how I was how I came to find you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's really important, just that journey and how much I mean, you have to know, I've told you 1,000 times how much you change lives. So I'm just going to start like just a little bit back. I'm not going to go into too long of a story, but I was married for 24 years and I have 4 beautiful children. And it was a really beautiful time until it wasn't. And, long story short, it just was toxic. I had to get out of it. And it was the hardest decision I've ever made because I never thought that would happen to us, especially after 24 years. So the hardest thing I ever did was leave that marriage. And I thought I prepared myself because I knew he was going to be angry. But nothing could have prepared me for the wrath afterwards. And, the kids and navigating them through it. So I dove into self-help instead of self-destruction, which I've been known for. And I hired so many different coaches, beautiful coaches. And one of them was like, well, did you ever hear of Melanie Layer? And I was like, no. She's like, look her up. And I looked you up and I joined Magic on Legs. And I was like, who the hell is this woman? I need her in my life. Then I joined Femme Fatale, AFE for 2 years and the channel. And honestly, the groups you create, oh my God, I don't know how I could have gotten through it. And the support within, and I'm usually very quiet. You don't see me posting a lot, but I have made just sisters for life forever. This group is everything. And just thank you. Thank you for, I mean, just unbelievable. Literally, I think you saved my life.
One thing about you that I did a program recently called Currency, and I feel like you really live by what I talked about in there, which is value sees value. Like you are able to really appreciate things, and it makes it so extraordinary to be around you because I don't always, and people expect that I get so many messages of thank you and that you're great. I don't actually. I think most people expect I get so many that they don't do it. But it's not that I need it. And this is not like I'm not asking everybody to do it. Like I'm good, I'm fine. But there's something about the way that you do this for me. It's unsolicited. I never ask, but you find a way always to make me feel valued. It's not superficial hype. It's like you see the very thing that I've worked hard at. You see the very thing I've been working on. You notice what it's taken for me to do the thing. You notice it. And it's such an incredible thing because not a lot of people can do that. People can appreciate success, but not everyone appreciates the details, and you appreciate the freaking details. And then you go and you do the most detailed work and it shows up in your work. And it's like, then you realize it's who you are to do that. And so of course you're able to provide the value you provide because you see that value in other people and in what they're doing that makes them who they are. And it's such an incredible quality about you.
Thank you. I don't know how you do it. I told you the other day, you're in this summit for 10 days, how many calls a day, and you're running other programs, branding. It's like, how is she going to have time to call to like Voxer me back? Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're quite an example of what is possible.
Thank you.
That is for sure. But I did want to like just talk a little bit about like the AFE and Femme Fatale a little bit, and just for anyone who's listening who maybe is going through a hard time or needs extra support, this container, like any part of this world, there's constant support, and you're always offering free master classes And there's always something. I love that. There's always something for everyone. And I think, although I was very quiet, I listened to everything. I practiced everything. I learned everything. And Femme Fatale was one of my favorite programs, still is. And that's where I really learned to love and care for myself. I never did that before.
Mhm.
And I'm getting a little choked up. I learned how to heal myself, how to be my own best friend, how to live alone. I never lived alone. I mean, many, many years ago, but it was like silly stuff, but like being okay with being alone and being able to be my own best friend, like to learn how to heal yourself and to take care of yourself like that. I'm pretty old and like I never did that before. So that was
You're not pretty old, but we get what you mean.
but that was a lot, like to learn at like such a late age. Like, what have I been doing? So I'm so excited when I see so many younger people in here. Like, they don't have to wait like 25 years to start doing this work. Like, they're already so far ahead. And I love that this is part of what you're creating for this world. Like, people get to be better sooner. Take care of themselves sooner, be good sooner. Like I'm so happy for everyone that's in this group, within your world.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And the other really powerful thing is alpha communication. I have to say, I'm a pro at it now. I have practiced and practiced, and something happens, it downloads right away. I'm like, oh, I got this. I love it.
That is awesome. So for people who don't know what alpha communication is, I've jokingly said I think I could win a Nobel Prize for this communication, because I've really figured out that in life, most of the problems that occur are communication problems. And really why I think that is because when you care about a person, the only thing that's an issue is you feel misunderstood or you feel like they're not understanding you. If you don't care about a person, then it's not communication, it's a bigger problem. But when you care about a relationship, it boils down to a communication issue. And so I've really studied and tried and tested things in all kinds of settings, in business, in relationship, in life, and I've come up with this alpha communication, and it's taught in Femme Fatale. And so that's what Lisa's referring to. And I'm so happy you're a pro at it. That makes my day. I'm so happy.
I could download it in seconds. Like, I'm so good at it now. And I teach, like, I talk to my kids and I'll tell them, like, you're so beautiful. Jaden the other day, him and his girlfriend, this is not the beautiful part, broke up. And he wanted to say some really nasty things to her. And he came in my room and he was telling me, I'm so angry at her. I'm so mad at her. I was on the phone with her and I really wanted to say some bad things. He's like, but I didn't. And I didn't do it because I wanted her to feel better. I did it because I wanted me to feel better. I was like,
That's incredible.
it's trickling down. It's trickling down.
This is incredible. Like, you can be so freaking proud of that. That is huge.
Oh my God.
The crazy thing is there were two people he could have modeled in that moment.
Mhm.
He was given two examples of how to handle conflict and separation, and he chose what you model, which is out of this world amazing.
Yes.
That's
It
a win.
like made my life.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, that's so great.
And I think, like, for people who are watching, like, it's a practice, it's not something that just happens overnight. Like, if you are trying something and you want to do better at communicating, let's just say, and it doesn't work, like you lose it with your kids and you screaming and yell. And what happened with me was that I would notice while I'm screaming and yelling or right afterwards. And I just didn't beat myself up. I'm like, okay, I get another chance. I'm going to try again next time. And this is over years. So it's still not that I still don't lose it, but I catch myself much quicker, even before. But it's a practice. And that's what's really beautiful about being an alpha femme or AFE in particular, because you have constant reminders of evolution and growth over a lifetime, right? So I think that that's what's so worthwhile is it gets ingrained in you. So if you could do it, like that's how you really learn, and then you integrate and you notice the difference. Not overnight, but it happens.
Well, thank you very much for this little segment. I am very
Yeah.
grateful for it.
And then I gotta talk about the Channel Sisters though.
Yes, tell us about the Channel Sisters. We want to know
Channel
everything.
Sisters, another beautiful group. What has been created in this group is unfucking believable. I know you don't like to curse, but it is. How do you get 52 women together and have this kind of connection with people that are from all over the world and different backgrounds, different religions, different beliefs? And we all love and respect each other so deeply. And that is incredible. Like, you don't see that often. You really don't.
I want to see it more. I feel like my hope is that this summit creates more of that. It ripples more of that, because if we can do it, then it can be done.
We are the example that it can be done.
Yes.
When we went to Tulum with 17 women in one house, do you know how many people said, "Are you crazy? You're going to be in a house with 17 women? Like, that's not going to be a vacation. That's not going to be fun." It was beautiful. It was the most incredible time of my life. Like,
Wow.
I can't even tell you how, like, what you created. It's just so, yes, it's amazing.
Your words feel like a hug.
Oh,
I
good.
feel so happy.
Yeah, because I just, it's so, you need to know this. Like, and I know all the ladies, I can't see the comments because I'm not wearing my glasses, but but I know that all of my sisters are saying yes, 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 yes. I know.
Now here's the crazy thing, because one of the things I loved about that retreat, one of my favorite moments, is the night where you all got dressed up in white and everyone wore the jewelry. Like, can we talk about that night? Because that was iconic. You brought so many jewels to Tulum. I was like worried when I saw everybody wearing that stuff. I was like,
the cab. I took a cab on the way back alone.
oh
I
my
was so scared. I was like holding on to the bag like for dear life.
Oh my gosh. Every single jewel that every woman has around their neck that's like gold pieces are all Lisa's pieces. Everyone was dripping in gold. It was out of this world.
We had so much fun with it. We did photo shoots. And so I was dressing, I was styling people. It was so, I mean, it was so much fun. I was styling people like, this will look great with this. And Dimple, who never wears gold, was wearing gold. Like, that was, she was like, I don't wear gold. I was like, let's just try this on.
It worked. She looked amazing. This is the thing that I also love. Like, when you're listening to this and you think to yourself, what can sisterhood be? Sometimes, again, there's this idealistic dream of you're all going to be in this house, you'll be a grown up. Like, if you imagine being a young girl thinking like, when I grow up, 18 of us are going to be, myself and 17 other people in this house in Mexico. We'll be dressed in white from head to toe. One of the girls will bring all of her gold and she'll let us try on all the jewelry, and we'll dance and we'll do each other's makeup and each other's hair, and we'll eat fruit topless in the morning, and we'll meditate. Like, this is like, yeah. Don't we just wish? Which movie have you watched recently? But it's like, that happened.
That happened. Exactly that.
And it wasn't like someone facilitated it. It was orchestrated by every participant. It was, everyone brought their flavor. It wasn't like there was a ringleader that created the retreat. It was like everyone made a piece and somehow it became what it was, which I love even more. everyone came in. I mean, absolutely. But I mean, it wasn't like Jenny said, okay, now everybody do the makeup. Okay, now everybody's going to wear the jewelry. Okay, now everybody, it wasn't like one person's idea to do every little thing. Everyone brought their flavor, and Jenny's flavor was the organizational flavor, because that is Jenny, which we're going to find out when she comes on. So everyone brought their genius and their magic, and they orchestrated a piece or an arch that kept everything together. But like, Rad picked the restaurant, like everybody did the things that made it all come together. And it wasn't just one person's brilliant vision and everyone played along. It's like everyone brought the magic, and it turned into a masterpiece, equal power, but different. You bring
Yeah,
the gold, I'll pick the restaurant.
we
So
did.
fun.
I didn't know who had what anymore. I just,
Scary.
it was just on everybody. I didn't know who had what, I looked at video and I'm like, oh, Juliet was wearing, and oh, there's,
That piece.
I don't even know if I got everything. No, I know I got everything back.
But I even saw recently Shilamita had a photo shoot and she's wearing your jewels.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
looks spectacular. Like, these are really great photo shoot pieces. They are statements galore. Like they're art.
Yeah, it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, it's 22 karat gold to start off with. So you don't see that a lot here in the States in particular, but just the color and the weight of it, it's very different. And it's very big, bold statement pieces. It's luxury. It is. It just feels good. It looks good.
My
You will be noticed when you wear it. Like, I get stopped all the time. You said you get stopped. When people wear my jewelry, they say everybody asks so all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
And it's partly, it's of course the gold and, the design, but I feel like it's an energy also.
Mm.
When I make jewelry, I literally, I do it on Tuesdays. So that's your CEO day.
Yes.
So it always works for me because I don't do anything but make jewelry on Tuesdays. Nothing. So I love that your CEO day works with my calendar. And it is the only day that I can sit there all day. I won't think about my kids. I won't think about the house, whatever's going on in my world. I don't even want to answer the phone. If someone calls me, I get annoyed. Like, it's Tuesday. That's all I say. It's Tuesday. What is it? So I'm so like in it and I lose myself. Like, it's just like this energy is just poured into the jewelry when I'm making it. Like, it's just all my energy. And people say, like, when they wear my jewelry, they feel the energy immediately. Like, wow, I can feel the power in this. Like, I could feel it. So it's like it's statement pieces, but it's also like confidence boosting, and it makes you feel beautiful. It makes you feel important or luxurious or whatever it is. There's a woman that walks in my neighborhood and she's older, she's in her 70s, and her hair is thinning and she wears, like, she's just walking, so she's not wearing really nice clothes, and she has a limp. And her and this other woman, Teresa, walk, and I see them every morning. I'm like, they're so cute. So every once in a while I go outside and I take Rocky, my dog, and I go walk with them and we talk. And so she's like, wow, you make jewelry? I love jewelry. I was like, really? And okay. And she's like, what's your website? So she goes home, goes on. She's like, I want everything. I'm obsessed. So she ends up buying like a really significant necklace. And I was like so shocked. Like, it was just nothing that I would have expected. She came to my house with cash, like, here, give me the necklace now. She puts it on and she's in the mirror like this, and she's like this, and her hair is straight, and she's wearing a sweatshirt. Like, it's so funny. And we hug and she goes, and I'm watching her walk down the street, and this woman is not limping anymore. I swear, she was standing so tall and proud. Her chest was out as far as it could go. And she was just walking, and there was no limp. She was strutting, I think. And I texted her, I was like, you're not limping.
22 karat gold, exchange your limp for a strut.
Someone write that down, please.
Oh my gosh. That just goes to show like what it can do to just feel like you're back, like you're dripping in gold, you feel good, you feel special, you feel beautiful, like at any age that can transform your energy entirely.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes. People say it to me, but to actually see it, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, is that Joan? Like, you know,
That is incredible.
she felt beautiful. She was strutting down the street. Like, I
Well,
love it.
tell me how personal development has touched the jewelry making. How has that come together?
So, personal development in jewelry, I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. So with any business, your mindset is so important. And when you're working with other people's stones in particular, like last year when that guy, you know, the story with the sapphires and the emeralds, and all of a sudden I'm working with his stones. He wanted me to create a line for him. And they were like $80,000 stones, $100,000 stones. I never worked with $100,000 stones before. And they weren't even mine. It wasn't even like I bought it. And I'm like, okay, if I break it, then okay, like it's on me. But these are his stones, and his diamonds. And so, you know, the mindset around that, just the concentration, the patience, the focus, the confidence that you can do it is so important. I mean, you have to be confident to work with stones like that.
This
And
is so important. This is so important. When you think about it, you can take any career, you can take any industry. At the end of the day, if you don't feel inside like you have the confidence to even touch a stone like that, you will not manifest the opportunity to hold one. Like this was like a divine intervention. This person bumps into you, says, you're the one that's got to do this for me, and come to my studio and come have a look at this. This is what I want you to do for me. And you were like, yes, okay, no problem. Any person without the confidence would have said no to the opportunity. Like, I don't think I can, I'm not ready. Or what if I don't think it's right for me. But because of the confidence and the strength, you were like, yeah, I'll do it. And you literally had the opportunity to work with 6-figure jewels, loose stones, and craft pieces because of that confidence. That's huge.
yeah. And I also think like the mindset, like, I don't think he would have even approached me if I wasn't open to receiving opportunities, you know? So like the coaching world, like being open, being able to identify opportunities in front of you, because we have opportunities in front of us all the time. It's just whether or not you're open to seeing them or not. And I happen to be open to that opportunity. And Melanie's right. We literally just bumped into each other on the street, and I showed him where a secret door was in New York City. And that was it. But yeah, the coaching, like just being open to opportunities, being able to identify the opportunities, even if they don't come knocking at you. It's like, oh, wait, this person, you know, and you can start a conversation. So without that, like, you can have 1,000 Emilios walking by you trying to shake you, and if you're not open, you're just not going to receive that opportunity.
So it's like when you think about the personal development world isolated from real life situations, People will talk about an energetic match. They'll talk about the universe or God or Mother Nature is, you know, shielding you from opportunities or presenting you opportunities that you're an energetic match for. And in concept, that's like difficult to see sometimes. But if you can imagine a person who decides, I want to work on my jewelry. This matters to me. I would love the opportunity to be even more successful with this. I'm open. I trust myself. I'm confident. I've got this. And while this is occurring and this person's doing this, someone else who's already very confident enough to buy 6-figure loose stones and to say, so I'm going to manifest the person who's going to make these for me. I'm going to find the person that's going to find these for me. And all of a sudden, they bump into each other on a street in New York City that's like, do you know how to get into this building? Oh, it's a secret door. Come, I'll show you. And next thing, there's a conversation and it's you're the one, and this opportunity lands. How do you explain that in the world unless it's saying this person works on their belief and what they can create and you work on your beliefs about what you can do, and then the world just pulls you together in the perfect moment, in the perfect circumstance?
Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
It's so good. I love stories like this.
There's so many people on 47th Street that I walk by every day. I mean, it's filled with Emilio's, you know. Emilio's the man that I showed the secret door to. And I've been going to the city and making jewelry for over 10 years. You know, nothing like that's ever happened, but I was thinking collaborations with people. Like I was on that same energetic level for
Yes.
sure. And it happened, like, yeah. Because
This
I was
is
there for 12, 13 years. That never happened to me before.
like a person who wants you to design their entire collection of super expensive stones. How do you even manifest that? By showing them a secret door? Like, it's the best story ever.
It's crazy.
I love it so much. And what I'd love for everyone listening to this to consider when they're hearing this is, what evidence am I getting from these women that are speaking? Like, what are they representing for me? And I feel like what Lisa's really representing is, first of all, the trust and the belief in your craft so that you can magnetize the opportunities that you really want. I think another one is to value people and things so that it's so easy to be valued because you recognize the value in things and all of a sudden you become an energetic match for that. And the other part of this is like, you're a match for people. Could hire you for a whole collection. They could buy an individual piece. They could bump into you on the street and want to buy a one piece cash right now and, you know, start strutting down the street, or they could bump into you at a secret door and offer you a full collection. Like, anything is possible at this point, anything. And now that you're starting to get like, okay, this matters. I've seen your brand shift quite a little bit on social media. Like, I am seeing a brand now. So you've really started, like, the pictures, there's amazing pictures of your jewelry showing up so much more on social media. And there's even this talk about maybe rebranding. So what, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I am rebranding. I am changing the name because people have a hard time remembering it. Dimple in particular. No.
We can't be having that.
Dimple. No, that's it. But it's true. It's like everybody, like on Instagram, we don't have, a lot of times your name isn't on there. So nobody really remembers Tajili Designs. And so just typing in Lisa, like, would pull up, okay, oh yes, right, Lisa. So I met, another crazy story. I met the guy, I don't know if in Canada they have this, but here we have Junior's Cheesecake. And Junior's Cheesecake is like really well known in New York, and it's a huge franchise. And it's probably known even more than New York, but very popular here. And delicious cheesecake. Okay, yeah. So some other people know that aren't here. I was talking to him, and he took over he bought the entire franchise, and he took over, he rebranded and rebuilt it, and now it is what it is. And so he happened to just start talking to me, and we were chatting, and he was like, Tajili. He goes, who's going to remember that? He goes, you need to change it. And I was like, oh my God. And I've been thinking about it. And here's this guy telling me, you have to change it. We sat there for less than a half, I mean, probably was like 15 minutes. And we came up with, he was asking me questions about what felt good for me, whatever. And like we were going back and forth. So we came up with Lisa Leone jewelry.
Mm.
So that kind of flows. Lisa Leone, I like that. And Leone, my mom's maiden name is DeLeon, the lion. So I'm just cutting off the D, and now it's Lisa Leone jewelry.
Mm. I love
You
it.
like
So much. I love it. It's
it?
beautiful. Yes. So when can we expect this rebrand? When are we going to see it? When will we know to type that into Instagram?
Very soon.
Very soon. Okay, well, we'll make
I,
sure to let everyone know in the group when that happens so they can find you.
yeah, I think I finally have my logo down just this morning. We
Oh,
finalized that. So yeah, so I think I'm ready. I might even do it today. Who knows?
oh my goodness, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I'm
We're all
excited.
rooting for you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the rebranding. And
There was a piece about your grandmother you were telling me about.
oh, my grandmother. So this is my grandmother on the other side, who was like complete luxury. And I remember when I was little, I used to just sit in front of her and just watch her. Like she would have her little magnifying mirror and she'd put on her mascara and she had the longest lashes. And I'm like, oh, look at you. Like I would just sit there and watch her do her makeup and then carefully get dressed and pick her clothes and her jewelry. And she like slept with a satin pillowcase so it wouldn't ruin her hair. And she would put on her high heels. And my grandfather would go to work earlier. They had a clothing store in the Bronx. And he would go much earlier because she had to take her time and get ready and look gorgeous. And I would just watch her. And I think that's where I got it from, like just to really appreciate like fashion, you know, being in their store and stuff, but watching her like value her things, her mink coats, and when she put things on, and to watch that transformation, kind of like Joan walking down the street. You know? She took such care, and she would walk. It was probably like 3 or 4 blocks from the house to the store, in her high heels, all decked out with this makeup on and the hair done, and looking so beautiful. And I just think that she appreciated so much all of her beautiful things. And me, I, at a young age, just would watch her and I appreciated it. And my mom would say to me, like later, like, I don't know where you got this from, like, because my mom's not like that. And she's like, I think it was your grandmother. And she would say it in such a negative way. And I was like, I'm proud of that. Like, I love that. But I always kind of felt like that shame almost for loving like luxury and beautiful things because she didn't value it the same way. So that I think is just another piece where, you know, staying true to yourself. And even my mom told me, like in the beginning, like you should make things in silver so more people could afford it. And there's nothing wrong with silver. There's nothing wrong with silver jewelry. It's just when she said it, I'm like, oh, and I can feel my whole body like just getting smaller. Like, I don't want to work in silver. I love golds. Like, she's like, well, then go to 18 or 14. I don't want to work in 18 or 14. Like, this is what I love. How am I going to be passionate if I'm not passionate when I'm making it? You know? So,
That's a
like,
quote.
oh, okay. I don't even know what that.
You said, how am I going to be passionate if I'm not passionate when I'm making it?
Yeah. But I think that's for so many people, and it can be in coaching or in anything. Like, find your passion, find what lights you up, stick with it because it's going to make you happy. You're going to have a different energy. if I was sitting here talking about 14 karat gold, trust me, I would not be excited, you know? Or if I'm talking about the 22, I get excited like that. It feels good. Like I want to talk to people about it.
Angel number gold.
22. Angel number gold. I love it. Yeah. Like find your passion and trust that. And money will always follow because the opportunities will come because your mindset will be there. It's like all of the stuff we talked about, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's a question for anyone who watches us who experiences themselves as an artist and who sometimes have a hard time tapping into their creativity. Has that ever happened to you during your career?
Are you talking to me? It sounds like you're talking to everybody. Tapping into my creativity.
You ever felt blocked and it felt like I can't?
Yeah, I mean,
How
it
did you
doesn't
get out of that?
last. I
Doesn't-
draw. I just draw or I'll go for a walk, like just reset. But I'll like sketch things and I don't sketch well. So, but I do keep a pad by my bed. But I'll just draw or I'll journal or go for a walk, but it's just like something has to move or shift.
Yeah.
And if bad things are going on in your world and things that are bringing you down, you have to learn to, at least for me, learn to like move that energy to release that the negativity. So to feel the feelings without going down the rabbit hole, just let yourself feel sad or mad or whatever it is without attaching the stories. And you can pretty much get through anything when you do that. You feel a lot better.
What's coming for me to say, listening to you speak, and I think this is going to be so beneficial for the group, is like, sometimes we forget that we're not just our work, we're a whole bunch of things. Like we're so many different parts of us. And so if your work feels blocked, you can do other things in your life that are valuable to you. Like you can go for a walk, or you can scribble or journal, things that don't necessarily make the work that you're doing happen faster, but they get you out of the rut. And in a similar thing, sometimes just because something else in your life feels like it's not working very well, you'll not let yourself have the freedom or the creativity in anything. And so hearing your story with your divorce and what the separation with the kids, everything, how hard it was to have to hold all that together, but still during that time, you're manifesting all these opportunities with work. It's like your confidence in your work does not need to be touched because your confidence in another area is needing to be worked on. You've got to stay confident in your work. Even if an outside thing is happening, that's not your work. It can impact your work, but your confidence in your abilities and who you are and that opportunities are coming. If you can keep that, then everything can change in a moment. Because ultimately, if we were to create this into kind of symbolism, this whole story of you, which is such an incredible thing, you grow up in New York, just like admiring this beautiful grandmother of yours who values beauty so deeply. And you fall in love with valuing beauty so deeply, and it roots this art in your spirit, and you become an artist. You turn raw materials into art pieces. And along the way, you manifest people who want to either purchase your vision and your art, or who have a piece of the puzzle they want to co-create with you and say, build a collection for me or do this for me with your stones. And you're basically turning raw materials into art. Whatever's going on in your life, that could actually make your pieces more beautiful, more meaningful, more raw, more, if you continue to remember that you are extraordinary at what you do. You didn't shut all the doors to opportunities. You healed the things that needed to be healed while you kept the doors open, both at the same time. And I feel like that's such a big lesson for anyone in business, especially as artists. In your darkest times, if you keep the door to your art open, you will create magic. Because the pieces that you made during this time are spectacular, undeniably spectacular. And they're an extension of your heart, your soul, your spirit, your joy, your gratitude, and your pain.
Absolutely. You could see I could see such a big difference in my different collections. And I know when these collections were made. And in the last few years since my divorce, it's just for me, and I don't know if my other jewelry feels very strong and powerful to other people, like the other collections, but for me, I can see the transformation and I can look at each collection and I know exactly where I was in that time of my life. So I guess for me, I see myself getting more powerful and more confident and more strong and assured of myself through the collections. I can see the story.
Through the
And what
color.
a beautiful way to express yourself, but through art, right?
Yes. And you know what I love about this for anyone here? Like, imagine if you see seasons of your life and whatever you produce as work as a collection. And that one day you get to look back in hindsight and see that the collection tells the story, whether you're a coach, a mentor, whether you're a service provider, like you have a collection of clients, you have a collection of programs, you have a collection of products, whatever it is that you create, and the collections, through the collection, you see the story. That is such a beautiful way to see life. And I feel like it makes everything so much more meaningful.
Mm, I love that.
I
Oh,
feel honored that I own pieces of that chapter of your life because it represents so much strength.
yeah, you got the best of me.
Yet,
Yeah, it's right. Gets better.
I love this so much.
Me
So what do
too.
you feel is in the future? What are you manifesting?
So since being in these groups, I've done a lot of brand jewelry for people, and I love that. Like, I'm still working with coaches and stuff, so that's like really fun. So creating pieces for their brand. Creating pieces for their brand for I'm manifesting something really big. Like, I I just feel in my bones, like my jewelry is in a store in California, and I'm obsessed with Gwyneth Paltrow and I'm obsessed with Rachel Zoe. And I'm like, somehow my pieces have got to get to them.
Oh, I love that.
That is like always like in the back of my head. So I'm trying to like tap into that more. Like, how is that possible? How can this happen? I mean, even to be in front of, like, to have a piece of my jewelry in front of them. But so yes, so that's like my big where you touch it and
Let's
come
just
back.
take a second and like send that energy into the universe because it'll be some sort of secret door moment. We need
Yeah.
another secret door moment, including Gwyneth Paltrow. That's what we need.
We could throw Beyonce and Jay-Z in there too.
Okay, let's everybody in the mix. Sending all the vibes. I love that. Okay.
But on a different scale, just getting into more, I'd like to get into one more store and then just really, I'm getting a good following now in the stores that I'm in. And so I'd really like to, instead of spreading myself thin and going into a lot more stores, I'd rather get the following.
Yes.
So really building the following, rebranding and just getting deeper with my clients. Like, I just love to know them and to give like an experience. So that's my favorite, doing custom work with people, because then it gets to be an experience and we get to have fun and co-create. But like just the brand, just starting to get more and more and more and more. So I want to stay where I am, but I want to get bigger where I am.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
I'm celebrating you so massively. I have loved wearing the pieces that I have, and I look forward to future pieces that I will own. I'm just so blown away by your journey, your story, and how everything came to be. You're just a beautiful example of business and artistry and motherhood and womanhood. And I'm just so glad that I got to spend this close time with you. You've really been a gift for me. Who you've been for me, how you treat me, how you speak to me, how you You really have been a gift in my life, a gift. I can't even tell you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for everything these last 2 years. It's been a masterpiece.
Amazing. Yes, everything you said back at you.
So I want to read your bio, and we will, whenever you do the rebrand, we will post whatever the new name is so that people can find you, since we're kind of redoing that. So I'm just waiting for the Alpha Fem team to send it in. Usually they send it while I'm live, but this one I didn't receive. So it'll only take a few seconds. And then I'll read that. But one last final thing I want to say before I read this bio is, along the journey of your life, there's going to be twists and turns. And if you trust that something is coming, something beautiful is coming around the corner, in a person, in a secret door, in a bumping into someone in a place you've walked already 300 times, where you think nothing's going to happen here. I've already been here. I've already done that. I've already walked here. Nothing's ever happened here on this road. So nothing will ever happen on this road. That's not true. Like your secret door moment might be on the road you walk every day. And so keep your eyes open for new possibilities. Don't discredit any place, any person, anything in your life, because it might be on the very path you walk every day that secret door moment happens for you. So here is the bio for Lisa. Lisa Cheatham is a high-end goldsmith and jeweler who is known for her exquisite style and unique design. Lisa uses 22-karat gold to create her many one-of-a-kind pieces. It's bold, unique, stylish, and glamorous. She takes pride in every step of the jewelry making process, from designing to hand making, and uses frequencies while creating her wearable art with a Healy device. In addition to her work as a jeweler, designer, and goldsmith, Lisa is also a single mom of 4 boys. Giving back is important to Lisa and donates a portion of her profits to a local women's shelter in New York and Junior Debates Research Foundation, both of which are dear to her heart. She's also passionate about sustainability in the jewelry industry. Lisa is a true master of her craft. Her jewelry is not only beautiful, but it is made with the utmost care and attention to detail. Lisa's work is a testament to her passion for jewelry and commitment to excellence. I love that. That is such a great bio. And when we meet you and when we see what you do, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Is there any last things you would like to say before we end our segment today?
Trust yourself, trust your intuition. Don't worry about judgment from others. Find your passion, live full, live bold, and wear lots of beautiful jewelry.
That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, everyone. I can't wait to see your comments. Love you all.
So we will be back here in just 1 hour for our last call of the day, which is with Dr. Nicole Marcione. So hopefully we will see you back here in about an hour or so. Enjoy your time, Lisa. Thank you again for everything, and we will see you on the internet.